rigging anymore. I call it just like brand used. That, there's been some creative wiring going on before I got here, so. And then just go there and order a bunch of stuff and then come back and finish watching the show. Yeah, why not? What a mess. So it's just going to have a trailer pigtail here. Get it all entangled. What's this made of? Made in China. I don't know. Did you get it? Welcome to RCindustry. Well, hey, it's Rick here, and we're back today to work on old Dolly partin'. You know, Dolly. Lots of parts, partin'. Yeah. We might go drag in some parts with Dolly partin'. I don't know. Did you get it? Anyway, one of the subscribers actually came up with that name for this old tow dolly, so I think that's what we're going to call it. I may get me some stickers and just write that across the front. You just never know. Just wait and see. Today, what I do want to do though is let's see if we can get some lights on this thing, get them fixed so we can hook them up on here. I bought some lights that are they'll be able to set up here on the fenders. They're magnetic, and then when you've got a vehicle on here, then you can pull them down the side and set them on the back so that you've got lights. So yeah, I hate electric stuff, but that's what we're going to do. Show you more. Okay, well, here we go. 12 volts, Providence Automotive, something like that. I don't know. Where's this made at? Made in China. Well, you know it's got to be quality. All right, let's just rip right into this thing and see what we got on us. I don't know, but I've been told that things like that are mighty cold. Let's see here. All right, let's pull this thing out and see what we got. Okay, this is supposed to be everything you ever needed to hook up some lights for a tow rig. I think there's some instructions in here, right here. The owner's manual. See? It even says it right there. Okay. You probably won't look at that. Let's see what we got here. This looks like wire. Yeah, I'd say this is what this is. This is wiring. So we'll take this apart. I hope it's got a plug that you hook onto the truck, and then it looks like it does. Yeah, see? Look here. What a mess. So it's just going to have a trailer pigtail here. Get it all entangled. Yeah. Okay, I see how you are. What a mess. Does anybody ever have this kind of trouble, or is it just me? This is like taking apart a extension cord, opening up an extension cord. There. So here's the thing that I'm assuming we put this on the truck itself, and then these other things will stick on the buggy here. So I think, oh, do not remove this, because this can keep you from scratching the surfaces on your vehicles. And we don't want to get old brown bag scratched up, that's for sure. So if we take this like this, set that on there like that, and it won't reach. Okay. But we could probably set it down here. Yeah, oh yeah, that even sticks even better right down there. Because these fenders kind of wobble anyway, so. Whoops, I got that one backwards, don't I? Golly, let me get that off. Let's see, this is for the left side. I eat with my right, no, okay, so I've got it on the wrong side here. that. Try to get this untangled if we can. That ought to be exciting. There. Something like that. And then this is the long cord that'll run down one side of the vehicle that you're towing. So we'll have to figure out what to do with that when we're just pulling the trailer. And go up along here, which this will work out good for that. I can kind of hold that, like so. And then we just need to get in under here and fix all that. Show you more. Well, these don't come with it, but I think we're going to need some of those zip ties, multicolored ones there. We got some red ones, we might use them, but we're going to have to hold that wiring when we're just towing the trailer. Why, you know, them wires will just flop around in the wind, so we're going to have to kind of, you know, yeah, kind of hold them over out of the way. So, yeah, we're going to need some of these. I do have the instruction booklet here, or the owner's manual. So, parts are available, it says. So you can order online. Order today. While we're talking about ordering today, why, zip on over to shoprcindustry.com and, you know, pick you up a trucker's hat and get you a t-shirt. They got hoodies on there, but my land, it's supposed to be 100 degrees today. I don't think you need a hoodie. But you can buy one now and have it for cool weather coming up. I just appreciate all of you that do go over there and purchase stuff. That's what helps be able to buy like these lights and stuff here. I mean, I'm just, you know, I'm a retired off old disabled vet. I ain't got no money. I mean, we live comfortably, don't get me wrong, but I can't, you know, I can't be going out and buying LS's and all that stuff. I mean, you know, well, I don't know what that costs. I'm just making stuff up, but, you know, that's kind of why I like the old junk. It's something I can tinker with and play with and have some fun with, you know, but not cost a whole lot. But anyway, you're supporting the channel by buying the products off of shoprcindustry.com. So go on over there. If you want to, you can pause the video and then you can just pick up your cell phone or your tablet or whatever you use and then just go there and order a bunch of stuff and then come back and finish watching the show. Yeah, why not? Man, it's hot out here already. It's 9:30 in the morning and it's 90 degrees already. Whew. And I'm drinking some hot coffee. Yeah. Well. Well, let's just get right down in here and see what we got. I can't really remember. I've had so many of these trucks. Seems like one of these trucks has had a pigtail on it at one time or another. I guess while we're down here, we ought to look and make sure that we're bolted good here. We're not welded, but we are bolted. This Reese hitch wannabe thing here. I reckon that's strong enough to pull that trailer. I don't know. For sure the trailer, but I don't know about the rest of it. Okay, so here is where we've got to tie into everything. So, yeah. Let me dig into that a little bit and figure out what wire goes where, and then we'll try to hook this thing up to it. Show you more. Okay, so basically all we got to do is take this little doogie bopper here. I've got a pretty sharp point on the end of that. And we're going to find out which wire does what. I've got the parking lights on now, and that one's going to be pretty easy to find because these bulbs that are on the back side of this bumper for the license plate light, they're working. They're turned on right now. So if we let's set you up here, maybe so you can see a little bit, huh? And then let me take this thing. Well, it was my ground. She wasn't grounding on me, but she is now. So if we just unplug this, I'm just kind of showing you this so you know this is an easy way to check. So if we take our tester here and stick it on there, and you see that light up when I do that? So that tells me that's my parking light circuit, so which I assumed was that wire. So the instructions of this thing say that this brown wire here is the parking lot light for the set of lights that we're putting on the trailer, and then of course they'll be the ones that go on the vehicle. So here is the wire we're going to use for that. So let's connect this to this with the fancy little connectors they sent us. I'm sure they'll work for at least a month. Okay, so basically what we got here is these little doogie whoppers that came with the kit here, all the way from the Mr. China over there. So what you do is you slip this over the wire, and then you shove, in this case we're going to shove this brown one in on this other part, and then you take your pliers and moosh that down and then snap this over so it don't short out. And these things work really good until they get corroded, and then they don't work at all. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is the wire that runs over to this, we know that one is the light. We're going to pop this in. Maybe we'll do it over here. This wire is a little smaller here, so let's slide this whole thing over that, because that's what's got to happen here. And it ain't always easy. If it was easy, everybody'd do it right. Almost. Let's see if we can get it on over into the back one. Yeah, if it was easy, why, everybody'd be a-doing it. Can't tell if that's all the way over there or not. I can't half see up in here. Doctor tells me I'm starting to get cataracts. So there we go. Now she's on there. See, it's slipped. Okay, so then we're going to take this brown one, and we're going to shove it up on there too. And again, I don't know if you can see too much what I'm doing, because I can't hardly see. So we're going to shove this in here too. We might let him come out the other end a little, just enough so we know it's all in there. Pull it back just a bit, okay, like that. And then we're going to take our pliers and knock it off. That's what we don't want to do there. Let's pull that back. That's about right there. Yeah. There. See if we push that together. And now that won't come out of there, and then we're going to snap this over like that, and we'll tape that all up so it'll hold moisture in it, you know, and corrode it all up. So alright, so now we've got to get the white one is the ground, which it seems like green would be ground to me, but hey, what do I know. The white one is the ground, so we've got to put a terminal on this, and we're going to have to find some place down in here to clean up an area and run a screw in. So let me figure that out, and I'll show you more. Fucking thing at, there we go. These are the dullest drill bits on earth. Where's JB at when you need him? Okay, I don't know if you can see very good, but got the ground. I got that hole through there and cleaned that up. That's terribly out of focus. I can't figure it out. I don't know if you can see it. Right there it is, anyway. And it's, so I cleaned it up real smooth and hooked that on there. We should have power now. And while I was in here, of course, you can see right here that, you know, there's been some creative wiring going on before I got here. So we're going to address that a little bit as well. So, yeah. Okay, now you tell me, you watch them lights there, and you tell me if them come on, because we should have tail lights. Oh. Have we got lights? Yeah. Looks like it. All right, on to the next one. Okay, so I think we're just going to rinse and repeat the process down there. We're going to take our test light and we're going to find out which side's the right turn signal, which side's the left turn signal. And we're actually, this would be left, this would be right, but it's right on the vehicle and left on the, yeah, whatever. We're going to figure out which one goes to which. And then we're going to hook them wires up, because the green one and the yellow one, that's the ones we got to hook up next. So I'm going to get that done, and then we'll check in. And I'm also going to fix I'll show you what I do down there once I get that all kind of cleaned up, where everybody's kind of farmer rigged it, you know. We don't call it farmer rigging anymore. I call it just like brand used. Never really paid attention, but it looks like we got some Monroe shocks on here. Cool. We got to get some of them on the brown bag. Okay, so let me show you down here what I did. First of all, I did zip tie this up out of the way across here, so that, and then when we unplug it from here, we can loop that plug back up here so that it's not flopping on the ground and dragging. You know, that's how I usually do it, but that's not the way I want to do it here. So let's look up here, and you can see I cleaned up them joints that were just twisted together and put these on here. So I don't know if this is any better than the twist, but it makes me feel like it's better. So, and then there's all of our connections that we went ahead and made. So let's go see if they work. Okay, you guys watch them lights. Now let's see if they work. Speaking of brake lights, I found out an interesting thing. 2 days ago, I took the truck and had to go up north and do an inspection. I got a few more of those to do before the end of the year. Anyway, went up there to do one. Well, it was raining, and it's been super hot here, 90 and 100 and all that for weeks. And of course, all the oil's up on the blacktop, and I was coming down a hill, went to push on the old brakes, and about lost it. Almost went in the ditch. Because the front brakes is all we got. We ain't got no back brakes. Now that light up on the dash has been coming on and going off and coming on and going off ever since I had the truck. And it's interesting because I jacked this thing up one time and put it in gear and pushed on the brakes, and the back brakes stopped. But that was when we first bought the truck. So I don't know, and there's no leaks under here, so I don't know if that diverter valve, if there's something wrong with it, or I call it a diverter valve. It's in the proportioning block up there. There's a switch that indicates if the thing has been tripped, but generally how it's supposed to work is if you jam on the brakes and you got a hole in one of the brake lines, in this case, there must have been something going on in the back, so it's switched over and it doesn't allow any brake fluid to come to the back. So that's something we got to work on. But I don't know if I'm going to do it today, because I got to tell you, it is hot. I'm sweating, and I think we're going to come back tomorrow and do that. All right, well, we're back again today. We worked on the trailer a little bit yesterday. Got the lights all set up on that. Got that all lined out. Today, we're going to jack this thing up, and we're going to actually verify if the rear brakes are actually working. I don't suspect they are because, of the little incident I had. So, but we're definitely going to need rear brakes if we've got the weight of the trailer and the truck pulling it down the road. I want to be able to stop if I need to. So, I know I say brakes are underrated a lot of times, but they're kind of important. Okay, well, we got that thing jacked up. Let me fire this up and yeah, we'll put her in gear and see what happens. First, I guess we ought to give it the old Russell shake first. Feels like it's pretty solid. Oh, it's hot. No brakes. Okay, well that's what I suspected. Oh well, I don't know. Some days you just have days like that. Yeah, we just didn't get a whole lot done to this list. Went down the rabbit hole with this because of the towing device when I found out the brakes weren't working on this, so I can't really mark that off yet. And because I think we got everything else done on the towing device. Dolly Parton, yeah. So then we did check the transmission fluid and the rear end fluids, so I guess we can mark that off. That's when we got in the whole issue with the clutch pressure plate thing that you probably have already watched. If you haven't watched that, be sure to go back and watch that one. That's on the brown bag, of course, because that's the one we're going to tow with this thing down to the No Name Nationals. Yeah, so we pulled the inspection plate. We did do that. You saw that, but we haven't, so, okay. Well, let's clean and, yeah, we got to clean and touch up the other truck and this one before we go, and we got to do a burnout. But right now, I got to figure out the brakes on this, so show you more. All right, well, it's the next day or so, or 10, I don't know. We got to get busy. It's almost 100 degrees out, but I've got to get this bearing and stuff put in here, and we got to get that Dodge up on this thing and make sure it's even going to work, because it's going to be close with my measurements, but we'll just have to make it work somehow. These guys are all trying to hitch a ride, I guess. So yeah, like I said, I've got these bearings we got to put in there, and I ain't sure what that is. Oh, that's a thermostat. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, got a couple of new cotter pins, some bearings, and a dust seal. So let's just get busy. All right, I'm going to put you up on fast mode about right here, and we'll get this done. Okay, so we got the bearings out of there. I don't want to clean these out there. It's just too hot. So the seal came out pretty good shape. We might be able to salvage that. I just want to basically look at these. If we remember on the other one, I don't know if it's in this video or the one before this, but it's actually on the Dolly Parton video, but the inner race was really scarred up, and this one's got some
places in it too. I don't know if you can see that right there. So it's kind of scarred up too. Let's look and see what the bearings themselves look like. I'm going to clean these up and save them in case we're on the road and have a bearing go out, because I've pulled trailer before, and that seems to be always what happens. So we'll get these all cleaned up and we'll take a gander at them, show you more. And by the way, don't forget to head out to old Russell's channel over there, Outfits Garage, and him and Matthew and all the other outfits. While they're always building some kind of engine or working on a circle track car, or you know, you just never know what's going on over there. Recently he was on a trip up there to the Oklahomas and ran into old Buff from Buff's Garage. So yeah, check his channel out. Some pretty good content. Okay, let's see what we got going on. I got these cleaned up pretty good and good enough to store them. This one actually looks pretty good. I didn't see any kind of chunks or pits or anything on the rollers themselves, and the race looks good. So that one's definitely probably wasn't bad. And that's funny because the inside bearing on the other side was the one that was bad on it. Now this one, however, the race, it's got a little bit of a brass look to it there. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. So it's well worn. And this one's got some places in some rollers here. Let me see if I can find one of them that really shows. Probably not, because since I've got the camera rolling, you know, I won't be able to find it. But you can see they're kind of discolored a little as well. So definitely that one was probably getting close to needing to be replaced anyway. The big thing about this one was this outer bearing. The wheel, you saw me take my finger and just spin that off after I pulled the cotter pin off. I mean, it didn't have any load on it at all, because you could move the wheel like this. So it probably been wearing, you know, on this outside bearing anyway. So we'll definitely make it a little snugger when we put it back together. So, okay, I'm gonna get my other parts greased. I might show you how I do that. I think you've seen me do it before. And we'll get everything laid out here and ready to put back together. Show you more. By the way, just so you know, these are Timken bearings, and they're made in the USA. So I get them, you can source them here locally. Well, I mean, as far as a store to purchase them, and they're not made here locally. Anyway, just wanted you to know that's what I was using. These ones here, I looked up the brand on these, and they're made in Mexico, so probably not a bad bearing either. But anyway, just wanted you to know, made in the USA. Now I just do it this way, guys and gals. I'm sure there's a lot better ways to do it, but this is the way Grandpa taught me to do it. And yeah, so that's the way I'm doing it. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to put this back together so you can see what I'm doing. I used this brass punch to pop the old piece out, or the old race, I mean, and bearing, and when it did, it pushed the seal out, all that. That's kind of the way I do it. That may not be the way you're supposed to do it, so keep that in mind. So, what I'm going to do is get my grease over here so I can get to it quickly. And I'm going to take my race. I'll set that down in the grease there. Stick my race right there. I want to be gentle with this old race because this one's actually in pretty good shape, and we might have to use it someday down the road. So we're just going to tap that in. You want to tap it in till it's seated all the way. And you won't be able to go so far before this one tries to stick in there too. And they make actual drivers for this, but you know, I don't have anything like that, so you just have to do it this way. All right. Okay, so we got that put in. So let's take our bearing that we packed, put in there. Oops, I don't want to get too much grease on that part, because that's where the, let me get my, that's where the seal slides in. So let's put that in here. And again, you know, I would recommend you use a seal driver. I don't have one, so I'm not going to use one. Well, this is a 2-inch socket, and that's just about the right size. So let's see if that helps me. And get it started. I think we can get her. For some reason, is there a lip there or something? What is going on? Usually that'll pop right in there. And it's the right number, or at least it's the same as the one we put on the other side. Can't get it to evenly start. There she goes. Okay, I think we're up in there. Looks pretty straight. Okay. Now that we did that, let's take a goop of this crap, put down in here like so. And this is a high temp disc brake and axle grease. I don't know if it's worth anything, but that's what I got, and so that's what we're putting in it. Okay, let's see if we can get this on there. That retainer washer on there. That thing was tough coming off, so I don't know why it's like that, but it is. Just see if we can get it screwed back on there. It's getting a little easier. I guess the threads are just kind of marred up a little bit or something. I don't know. Okay. Now I want to set that bearing preload pretty tight. Back it off just a little and do it again like that. Oh yeah, see, it went further that time. That's about as seen a pin that's not driven straight through. This one goes down like so, which seems odd to me, but that is the way it is. So let's see if we can get this just so we can get that in there. I wonder if that's too tight. Afraid if I loosened it up to the next one, it's going to be too loose. See if I can get that out of there. I'm sure there's I'm sure there is a torque spec for this. See, that's back where it was before, where it's loose. And that's how it was when we tore it apart, and it had a lot of in play. If we put that right there, it's got in play. You can feel the tire moving. So I'm going to tighten it back down, because I don't know what else to do. I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you think? I mean, by the time you see the video, it'll already have happened, but let me pull that up against it so it's as loose as it can get with that pin in there. I mean, it rolls good. It doesn't sound like it's rubbing. It rolls pretty good. There's no in play, so that's what I was concerned about. All right, I'm going to bend this up and put the cap on it, and I'll show you more. So, if my calculations are correct, we should be able to drive that Dodge right up on it. Let's give it a shot. Whew. Well, I'll say one thing, that breeze feels good. I don't know if it's going to last, but it feels good right now. Alright, so if we take this loose, oh wow, that's tight. Thing set out there, you got tight on. Oh boy. Let's see if I got a tool for it. That thing worked its way all the way to the bottom. Alright. Let's see what we got. So you loosen this thing up. You gotta take this pin out. Should let this tilt back like so. Now let's go get the truck. Let's try it one more time. I'm getting it up to this point. I got to get it up over onto that tray. And every time I do that, the Chevy moves, and it kind of, I can't really see what I'm doing in the cab of that. So I'm relying on you guys to watch. But I did put some wheel chocks on the Chevy, so maybe it won't move forward like that. I don't know. Let's try it. Well, it's up on there now, but you know, the weight of it should have popped those back up, I would have thought. But
well, hey, sorry for the interruption in today's video, but I wanted to take this short opportunity to let you know about Shop RCindustry. Yes, you can go to Shop RCindustry and you can get you this trucker's hat. Order online today. We also have shirts, white, gray, and black. And wintertime is coming, so get you a hoodie. We appreciate any purchase you make on Shop RCindustry. You can go to the About section in your phone, scroll down to the very bottom and click on that tab and it'll take you right there. All the proceeds are going back into the builds here at RCindustry. Here at RCindustry, we're making it just like brand used, baby. And now, back to your regularly scheduled video.
yeah, I don't know. It didn't really work the way I thought it would work. So, let me do some looking and thinking here a minute. Show you more. Okay, well, as soon as I inched that forward about 1/2 inch, boom, went right over center like it's supposed to. And now we can come in here, put our pin back in this part down here that holds this fulcrum from moving. We can put our nuts back on there. Oh, and we're going to screw those down. That down. And this double nut in on top of that. Nut that at once. Back up on here, tighten that down. And there's that. Now we should be able to release this. I've got a wheel chock behind this thing whilst we strap the front wheels down. So let's concentrate on that. Okay, of course this is the first time I've ever done any of this, and I've never used any of this stuff here. The guy gave me these. And these are supposed to be the these go up into the tires. Okay, so that must go in the, it must go into the tire like this. Oh, simplicit, I don't know what that is. And these hook on those little cleats like so, and then this one must hook into this doogie whopper here. And this moves around, so you want it to probably center to the tire, I'm guessing. And so let's see if we can put that on. Well, I'll tell you one thing, that wind sure feels good. Let's see here. You know, back in the day, I used to work for a body shop. I've talked about that before, and we had a wrecker, and I learned how to run a wrecker, but man, this is a little different than a wrecker. So I'm guessing we're going to shove this down through here, and one way or another this ought to cinch it up. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, alright, I see. You may actually have to get a different tool than this for this. Oh, though, it's tightening it right on down, that's for sure. Alright, well, I don't know. So, this down here, a time or two. See if we can get the one on the other side. Get the lights. Well, everything seems tight. When I tow this long distance, of course, I'm going to take the drive shaft out, but I'm just going to go around the block, make sure it doesn't fall off, and all that. So anyway, I don't know. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Oh, that thing pulls hard now. Yeah. Whew. We may have to rethink this. Man. So yeah, I don't know. Give me your thoughts. You think this contraption will pull that down there? I don't know. It pulls pretty hard, I'll tell you that. Well, one thing is for sure, we gave it a shot anyway. I don't know. I'm going to have to restudy this. May just have to make 2 trips down and 2 trips back to get these vehicles down there. Not sure yet. It seems to work. But anyway, give me your thoughts. You know, text that thing or message it or whatever it is you do down there when you make comments. That's it, comments. Make a comment down below and tell me what you think. I had another driver, well, I would just drive it down, but we ain't got enough. I can't drive 2 of them at once.
Anyway, yeah, well, we still got the antifreeze to take out of both of these, and I want to put the transmission cooler on this one, and this one, I think we're about ready actually. Antifreeze, I want to put the horn relay in so the horn works, but that's, you know, I don't think I have to have that to go down the track. I think we got everything else ready on these things. So anyway, the next video you see will be packing everything up and getting ready to go, because we're going to leave next week. The week after, yeah, when you see this video, it'll be next week. So I'm about a week ahead here on videos, which is you know, unusual for me. I'm usually waiting till the last minute. Anyway, don't forget to check us out on Facebook, and we're on MeWe, and we're on X, and sometimes I put stuff on Instagram, but I don't understand how to use Instagram. Maybe somebody can help me with that. Anyway, yeah, so be sure and like and share and subscribe. Only about what, 26% of you that watch the videos are subscribed. So just reach up there and hit it. It's free. It don't cost anything. I'm not saying you have to join the channel, but you can join the channel if you want. We got channel memberships too, and that helps pay for all of the stuff you're seeing here. So anyway, yeah. So as always, we're making it just like brand used here, baby. We're just going to have to end the video here today, I guess.